Hi, this is Tanya. Just doing this little video about my San Pedro experience.
Nearly gonna start the ceremony. I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. I don't know what to expect. I am a little bit nervous. Obviously uncharted, but it's a very positive space, and there's a very positive energy around. So I had some mad dreams last night as well, which sort of lessened the fear as well. Somebody came to me in a dream last night and told me that there would be a protector, so that's quite interesting as well. So yeah, I'm just, like I say, out in nature, and just not knowing what to expect. It's they say it's medicine. It'll go where it needs to, and it'll show you what you need to heal or what needs to be healed. So yeah, it's going to be a long, crazy trip, I think.
It was not what I was expecting at all. I'd done a couple of videos throughout it. Now, I really wished I'd done nicer ones, because there was some parts of it that were amazing. But pretty much we sort of started the ceremony. It doesn't taste that bad, but the texture of it was absolutely horrible. It was, obviously it's from a cactus, so it was very gloopy and very just thick, so you couldn't even drink it. It just went down your throat in like a ball, so that wasn't the pleasantest, but it didn't taste that bad, so that wasn't a problem with it.
We took the San Pedro about 20 minutes ago. I'm just sitting connecting, which has been lovely. I'm starting to feel the ends of my fingers are going numb a little bit, but apart from that, I'm feeling good. I'm really looking forward to it. It's very mellow, and I'm just so excited. I didn't set an intention. I just said for whatever is needed. I trust the medicine to give me what it is I need.
The music was playing, the medicine songs were being played. We had quilts out, and we just lay back and relaxed. Now, it was then that it started to. I think I was expecting much bigger things. I was expecting this like out of body experience, but it was very mellow and very gentle and very beautiful. And I was lying, and there was a load of trees in front of me. And as the maestro, as the guy who was conducting the ceremony was playing the music, I started to look, and the trees were swaying in time to the music. And I was like, right, okay. But it wasn't like tripping as if you were on psychedelics and stuff like that. It was just, I knew the trees were connected in some way. It sounds really bizarre, this, but it was beautiful. I then was able to tell which trees were masculine and which trees were feminine, which was really strange. And as I was looking at the trees, as I was looking at the plants around me, I couldn't see them growing as in like growing, by the second. But I could see the energy. I could see the life force in them. I could feel them. There was a lot of birds flying overhead, and it was like, these birds like sort of know I'm here. So there was this huge connection with the earth, the universe. It was like we are all connected here. There was one tree that hasn't really got leaves on at the moment, and it had sort of the trunk going up, and then there was arms coming off it. And it was sort of like, yeah, this is what the universe is about, It's like all of these little lanes that take us off. So it was such a beautiful experience. Until, yeah. There would always be an until. Sorry about that. So it was such a beautiful experience, and I felt very whole. I felt very at one. I felt very blessed as well. It was like, we are part of something so much bigger here, There was a real connectedness. It was absolutely beautiful, and we were talking and we were sharing things. And at one point before I'd gone into ceremony, I'd asked about my mum because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I always got a little robin whenever my mum's around. There's always a little robin, and it doesn't matter whether it's the springtime, summer, or whatever. As I was lying and looking at the trees and stuff like that, this little robin came and landed right in front of me. And I was like, right, okay, I've got my sign there. And what struck me with that was there was no sadness. There was no sadness at all. And I thought that there was going to be some grief or something come up with it, but there wasn't. All I felt, I actually started to smile. I seen the robin. I sort of clocked, yeah, okay, I've got your message. And I knew that because I was seeing all of this energy, because I was seeing the energy and feeling it and knowing that we were all connected, it was like, my mum's still here. She's still here on an energetic base. So there wasn't a pick of sadness, which was absolutely beautiful. We started to do some breath work, and instantly I felt different. There was something changed. The guy that was lying next to me actually said that suddenly the energy of me went masculine. So I don't know what that was about, but he said I seemed to go alpha in a way. I have done a little bit of a video about what happened after that, and I am going to show it now, but it was like, what happened was I heard there's a storm coming, and I looked up, and the trees were going absolutely crazy with the wind, and the birds were flying overhead, and everything got a little bit chaotic. And then everything just went grey and went dark. And this feeling that I'd been feeling, or this feeling that I realised I feel, just disappeared.
Right, this is really strange. We're about 4 hours in. First couple of hours, absolutely great. Beautiful, feeling very, very connected. The trees were, we were looking at the trees a lot, and I could distinguish that which trees were masculine and which trees were feminine, which was strange. There was also listening to the trees. Everything was like lush green, I was looking at buds, and you could see everything blooming and everything, you could see the power in it, you could see the energy in everything. There was birds flying overhead. I was just lying down and looking overhead. I could hear the fire crackling, I was sort of going on the flight with the birds. It was a really, just everything seemed a little bit heightened, I think. Then we started to do some breath work, and during the breath work it was really strange because it was like somebody just turned all of the saturation down. Now the other guys haven't got this, so I'm taking a little moment away to try and see what it is that's important with this, and I think I get it. I think I totally get it. I feel very disconnected from source and from the universe at the moment. This is what it is. Okay, there was just a nice little ting there, a little ting of a bell. Everything went grey. The only word that I can actually say that when I've been trying to describe to the guys what I'm feeling is bland. Everything looks bland. So it's like you've had this, and I'm not meaning just within ceremony, I'm meaning it's like, it's sort of, my world has been filled with this colour for so long, this constant connection to spirit, this constant dialogue with my higher self as well, and that it just seems like it's cut off. So I feel like somebody's pulled the plug on my connection in a way, which is really, really strange, and I don't like it because it's this isn't how I'm used to feeling. Even at times when I've been going through traumas or going through stuff, I still always feel my connection there, you know. I still always have my belief. I always have my faith. And it's I feel a little bit like finding out that Santa Claus isn't real for the first time. So it's really it's just not a nice feeling. It's I think what I'm meant to get from this, and this is really making me realise, is this is how I lived for a lot of my life, you know, when I sort of cut off my connection. And because I've lived with it so long with the connection now, it's like I kind of go back. The world that I usually inhabit, the Tanya world, you know. I keep getting like these little bells keep going off. I don't know if you're hearing them, but they keep going off. I don't know where they're coming from. But yeah, the Tanya world that I usually inhabit is, I feel the connection. I feel a lot. I'm quite clairsentient, so I feel things. Like, I got before that there was a storm coming, and I went to tap in straight away to my higher self, to spirit, to my guides, to see what is this meaning, you know, like I would do when I'm doing a reading or something, and it was blank. So I'm not feeling disconnected in sort of disconnected from my body. I'm feeling very disconnected to source, which is really bizarre because this medicine is meant to connect you to source, and it seems like it's done the opposite to me. But I am praying and hoping that my connection comes back, because to live like this, I don't think I could. It's like everything's beige, everything's grey. I keep getting a song in my head, and it's a song, northern song. I can't even remember who sings it at the time, and it's, this is how it feels to be lonely, this is how it feels to be small, this is how it feels when the world means nothing at all. And that is how I'm feeling at the moment. It's just, I really, it's interesting. This is interesting, because I know this isn't how I feel. And I think I was expecting a lot more. One of my, I have a spiritual doctor that I see about my head, and I'd mentioned the medicines to her a while ago, and she'd said that I would probably get disappointed, because she said, you know, that I am very connected and very sort of, not powerful, but you know, I'm in tune anyway, which is what a lot of people try to take this medicine for, like sort of, you know, fast track to awakening and stuff like that. And she'd said that she didn't think it would affect me in the way that I thought it would, and that I wouldn't get as much out of it as what some other people have. And I'm really starting to think, right, okay, this is, she was right, because I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm not. There's no old traumas, no old hurts or anything coming up. It's just, it's like somebody's turned the music down on my world. That's what it's like. They've turned the saturation down. They've turned the music down. They've turned the lights down, sort of thing. That's what I'm feeling at the moment, which is, I really don't like it. This is not me. It's like, you know, I want to go back to being Tanya, like weird Tanya. I feel actually like normal Tanya at the moment, and I really don't like that. It's quite alien to me, and it's quite I'm not worrying, because I know it'll come back. But I just wanted to come in and I just wanted to document this. I don't know if this is for other people or for me or what, but I wanted to have a record of how I was feeling during this. So I'm actually going to I have a special piece of music that I put on that always makes me connect. I do before readings and things like that. And I'm going to sit and listen to that. We're going to take some more medicine shortly, and hopefully that lightens the mood. But yeah, it's very, very strange feeling, not what I was expecting. It's like, is this it? And I don't mean with the medicine. I mean, is this life? Is this the world? Is this what it's like? Is it this? Is it really this bland, this colourless, this feelingless, this it's like all of my senses have just been like snuffed out. The senses that I use so much that I didn't realise how much I used, yeah, my smell, my vision, my everything. I'm a very, I always say I'm an all or nothing person, and then whatever I do to excess, and I do it, and I feel massively deeply, and at the minute I just don't even feel. It's very bizarre, very, very strange. I'm not feeling the love. That's it. It's just came to me there. I'm not feeling the love. I don't feel love within my being. I don't, it's like my compassion's gone. It's like my empathy's gone. It's like my love is gone. This is really, really strange. Wow, this is how could I live like this? I don't want to. I have no desire to. It's like I don't mean love of people. I mean the feeling of love that I feel on a daily basis, even when I'm sad. I get up in the morning and I feel this love, I feel this connection, I feel connected. Yeah, I feel like intertwined with stuff, and at this very moment I don't. I don't feel compassionate, I don't feel empathy, I don't feel love for the world. I don't even think I feel love for anybody at the moment. This is so bizarre. This is the furthest away from me, from Tanya, that I could ever get. Very strange. Very, very strange, this. I'm hoping it passes. I'm going to go and I'm going to do a little bit of meditation. What's the point? That's what I'm wanting to say. What's the point? It's... Whoa. Complete 180 here. Wow. Wow.
After that, after this video, I put the music on that I said, and I felt nothing again, like nothing. I mean, this piece of music usually makes me well up. It's so personal, and it's something that I really connect with my spirituality, and I felt nothing of it. It was so bizarre. Hendrix, my little dog, who he came and jumped on me, and I couldn't even feel love for him. It was was a very, very strange experience. So I went back in, we took some more medicine, and the guy started to play the flute. The second the music came back and I actually felt the music, I felt it, I felt the vibration of it rather than just listening to it. The second that came, the feelings came back, thankfully, you know. I couldn't believe it. I was so joyful that it was like, this is not going to be forever. So what I got from that massively was a huge gratitude that I feel. I mean, we sat and talked about it a lot last night. We sat and shared, and you know, and we've done some sharing as well today. And what I feel is I am lucky enough to feel connected on a daily basis. I didn't realize how connected that I feel. I didn't realize that I am never ever alone. I am always, you know, I'm always connected to spirit. I'm always connected to nature. I have that, and I see the world through, some people say rose tinted eyes, but that's the way I see the world. And I see that on a daily basis, and I'm an empath and I feel it. And, you know, these things give me joy and pleasure and pain and stuff like that, you know. So I actually realized how lucky I am to be able to experience this on a daily basis without even knowing. So the gratitude that came with that, because I'd had it taken away, was, you know, it was great. I mean, at one point when I went outside, after I'd been in here and done that video that you've just seen, I went outside and they were sprinkling rose petals over us. And it was so bizarre because I didn't feel anything. Now, normally, you know, I'm a big softie, and something like that would have, you know, it would have really tickled me. It would have really made me joyful. And I didn't feel anything. And I actually wanted to cry because I didn't feel anything about that sort of action. But then I couldn't cry because I couldn't feel. So it was so bizarre. But when the music started playing right next to me, that was it, you know. And like I say, the gratitude was absolutely wonderful, you know. It made me realize as well how far I've actually came on my journey. So it really gave me a bit of a boost, you know, like an empowerment, but a gentle empowerment, you know, like a pat on the back saying, yeah, you're doing all right, you know. So there was a bit of like a proudness. There was, you know, it was a very taken time to sort of give myself a little bit praise as well, which is something that I often find hard to do. But there was a, you know, it's like I'm very grateful for me being me, if that makes sense, you know, not sounding egotistical, but that was what I got from it. So then, like I say, everything came beautiful. We were lying, we were watching shooting stars. There was shooting stars coming. It was amazing. Little Hendrix he turned into warrior mode, which was really, really bizarre. And he was going round each of us and sitting in front of us in like a form of protection, you know. He was really like sort of came into himself. So that was absolutely amazing as well. We then closed the ceremony, came indoors, you know, and we ate. I made like a simple vegetable soup, you know, nothing flash, and we ate. And the taste of the food was like, it was like, wow, you know, the flavors were, it was like you were feeling like everything, feeling the goodness and appreciating the goodness as well. The appreciation was massive. I did have a little bit of chocolate, and that was like, wow, this is the most amazing thing that I've ever tasted in my life. And then, like I say, we came in and we shared and we talked, and there was a lovely energy. The others that done it, they all got something from it, you know. Like I say, different to mine, but they'd seen that I was in a process, so they just let me do my own thing, you know. But it was very interesting. Like I say, I expected to be a little bit more out there, which I wasn't. Um, but yeah, it was. I'm actually really, really looking forward to doing it again now. Any fear that I had around it has gone. I'm very today when I got up there was a lot of processing, you know. I was thinking about why I'd felt that and stuff like that. So that was quite interesting, but I feel very there's a gentleness, there's a serenity, like my head is clear. Like yeah, it's sort of like there's been a clearing there, you know, and I'm just grateful to Mother Nature. I'm grateful for the experience as well, and it was beautiful. I would really, really recommend anybody doing it. You know, it's don't expect huge things. I mean, this they say that every ceremony is different. I went in without an intention, and the intention it showed me was how lucky I am and how blessed I am, and that if my senses were took away and my ability to feel, and in the past my ability to feel and to feel on this level has been disregarded by people, or it has been used against me in a way where it's like it was a fault, you know, that I feel so deeply, or that a fault that I get emotional when things are beautiful, or something like that, you know. And all it done was made me massively grateful for it, and I just thought, I'm not changing. I don't want to change, you know. I really like being Tanya, and even just sitting talking about this now, it's like, right, okay, that's, you know. So there's the synchronicity that happened last night was amazing as well, so amazing. And then I've ended up speaking to somebody today who has just come back from doing an ayahuasca retreat and everything. So there's a lot of stuff still going on, but it was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful experience. I feel very refreshed. I feel very grounded, very centered. That was one of the things during the ceremony. You couldn't really think about the past, and you couldn't really think about the future. It was what was actually happening there. So it made you very present. It made you very centered, which is something that I think we could all do with as well, you know. So if anybody is wanting to do the San Pedro, I would say give it a go. Give it a go. You know, it's gentle. There wasn't a mass intensity. Even when I was going through what I needed to go through, I wasn't scared in a way. I was more trying to figure it out. I think when I watched the video back this morning, I was quite, wow, that is a little bit scary, you know. But it's like I say, it was, I don't know, it gave me the lesson that I needed, and like I say, I'm feeling very blessed and very honored and very grateful, you know, to Mother Nature for her medicine. And I feel I feel something has changed, but in a massively good way. You know, the gratitude is huge. So, like I say, I said that I would check in, and I said that I would let you all know how it was. I hope this hasn't bored you. I didn't write notes or anything. It was just this is how I felt about it. But yeah, it was good. I can't wait to do it again now, you know, and going in with no fear. It's like, right, okay, this is it. I need to do it again, and I need to see what else comes up, you know. So yeah, I think me and San Pedro are actually friends now. Okay. Oh, one bizarre thing, which I completely forgot there just before I go. When we came inside, um, the maestro actually spoke to his friend and said, could you go and make me a cup of tea, and could you put some bees honey in it, please? And he said this in Spanish, okay, complete Spanish. Any of you speak Spanish, you'll know that, you know how that sounds. I don't speak Spanish at all, but he said this. He sort of sent the conversation across, and I was sitting in the middle, and I turned around and I went, "Oh yeah, the honey's on top of the microwave there." And he was like, "You speak Spanish now, Tanya?" I was like, "No." And he went, "Well, I've just said that in Spanish." And I went, "Really? You said make a cup of tea with bees?" And he went, "Yeah, in Spanish." So I actually understood Spanish. And I don't know where that come from, but some part of me understood Spanish and I answered. So that actually blew my mind. I love that, you know, I really, really did. It was fantastic, that part of it. Okay, so I'm going to do the cards and see what comes up. But yeah, that was my San Pedro experience, and it was wonderful, and I would recommend it to anyone. Satnam.